I am technically hunting monsters, though. Report back to Mid. Done.
If I don't come up with something soon.
What are you saying, Mid? What are you saying?
Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
Yay!
And just one remaining.
Yes.
Right. The shielding. This one's a bit of a...
Oh yeah, that was definitely not me. That was the enemy for sure.
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a
There's
triple
no dragons
layer
involved.
of steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started.
Oh, so we need something small. And, well, not small,
I've
but
racked my
light.
brains
That's the
and I
one.
just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Hippocrates.
Hippocrates. He's got a knowledgeable name.
Oh, I'd thought of that, obviously.
Who's saying?
I've got all the
Huh?
details written down here. Can you take this to him? See what he makes of it?
Let's see if he can tell me what's going on.
Right away.
This is definitely not Stellar Blade. Close, though. Close. Very close. But not close. But close. Where are we going? We'll go this way. I think this way is faster. But I'm probably wrong. We're getting closer, though. It's counting down. We're getting there. We're getting there. Not the Chocobo. Let's go talk to the book guy. Hopefully he'll know what we're supposed to do here. I love how his door is the only one I don't have to hit 2 buttons for.
Hippocrates, do you have the moment?
Not particularly.
Always. Well, actually, submit this time. Could you take a look at this?
Here, look at these. Tell us knowledge.
Shielding for a mithril engine.
Yes, all of the shields.
Whatever will that
Tell us the knowledge, Hippocrates.
What are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside
Yeah,
not to set
so
the
it doesn't
ship
set
alight,
the ship on fire.
while
Because
also
that's all we need
being
is a
light
ship
enough
that's on
not to
fire.
sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
Do you know the materials, good sir?
See.
I wondered if you might know of a solution.
Or
if
some
you
kind
might
of
be able to
magics?
search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
How are we
do you
supposed to
mean?
approach this?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
Oh, so we're gonna start breaking off pieces of our house? Is that what
Ardolph was
you're
varnished
saying?
every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early
This is Final
Gregorian
Fantasy 16.
speak of a preparation known as moondew. It is said to be able to resist
Oh,
even
giving
the
things
most
fancy names
ferocious
now.
Flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it,
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires.
Oh, I
As
see.
to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer.
Let's see if they can figure out what's going on.
Just to procure the necessary ingredients. I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be
I'll
most
do it.
effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Harpocrates.
Thank you for giving us all of the knowledge.
Perhaps I should too.
You and your books. Does this mean... Oh. Maybe we have the knowledge?
So you need a hand, do you?
A couple.
I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some
And some
too.
company.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Oh, I
Count on
see.
your aid.
Do I have to pick who's coming with me?
Well, if Jill's game.
I'm a book dragon. Hoarding all the books.
Sure, either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your
Oh, of course you
capable
do.
hands, Clive.
Of course I'm taking Jill.
So, Clive, have you made your decision?
Yes.
Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty.
I'm
of
taking
preparing a
Shiva.
list. Here.
White chocobo eggs.
Oh no.
Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very edible.
Because
I
it
would have thought
is.
the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited. Effects for which they were once highly prized.
And now everyone has
So, in
forgotten.
fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Oh,
Is that
excellent.
so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will.
Just leave him without me. I'm like, yes, you can come with me. Accompany me on this quest.
You too, Talia.
Then she's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go without you. She's like, what? No, no new. So I need to go there. No new quests. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Where's Jill?
Where doth the Jill go? This is probably just a music thing.
Welcome.
Nope, don't want that. I got lots of those.
I do like a customer who knows what he wants. An excellent choice.
Just to get all of the fucking music.
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled.
There you are, Jill.
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
Terrible. Their shipment has been stalled.
I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these
Been stalled by a
Why
monster.
don't we
Go
split
fight
it
said
and see?
monster.
We'll take a
Oh,
couple
I
of
understand.
ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll
Ooh,
find
I
the
like
other things
garlic.
We need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
Will do.
Up! You'll not find a bruised pippin in the bush. Fresh cuts. Come and get them.
Give me all your stuff,
Can I
sir.
interest you in today? I hope it's to your liking.
Excellent. Apparently I can only buy one.
How the hell is anyone's...
Oi, don't touch anything.
Touch.
That's what you want.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Oh no, someone stole all my stuff. We have to go fight them. Like, I'm waiting for some kind of thing where we have to fight something.
Bottle salt. Did you find everything?
I did.
I did.
You
Yeah.
find all the stuff? Absolutely.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine.
Oh, he'll do
cool.
it. He has all the books. His books will tell us everything. It's just a rock star.
But before we head back,
Just the fruit punch one.
would you walk with me a while?
All of the ridiculous amounts of caffeine. Oh, we're taking a walk along the lake. With the dog and some bread. Lots of bread.
Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
Gets me out of the house.
It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once.
And now we're gonna fight
being
something just
him.
because he said that.
Reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember
Can theft.
walking down Market Street in Rosalith?
Why are we thieving cans? What's happening?
And smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him.
Damn it,
Wouldn't
Torgal.
catch you now, would we, boy?
Is there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of.
Oh, what is
Molly
it?
in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies.
Oh, going
Thought
after
you might like to share one
pies.
with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread.
And I bought all of the bread.
Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith. used to make.
Oh, good old GTA.
What do you think?
Haven't played GTA in a
Might get
hot
some
minute.
soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry cured ham and it was just,
You all right?
Yeah.
sorry. It's just, you're right.
Feels
I
like
really
being
do
a
feel
child
like
again.
being here with you.
I'm waiting for us to get attacked by something.
Clive.
I'm just hoping they do GTA 6 justice, because, like, don't get me wrong, I've loved all the GTAs. GTA 5 was fucking incredible. But, like, I feel like people are trying to do too much right now.
Should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
Ah, monotone Clive.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive.
I think they'll do a good job. I haven't really seen them do anything bad with GTA. But, you never know. You never know. That's why I never get my hopes up for games anymore. I'll wait till they come out. I don't even, like, look for trailers or, like, reviews or anything. Because
Well,
some people are biased one way or the other when it comes to
I need to
reviewing
give these
something.
ingredients to Harpocrates.
A prime example of that is
Right away.
what I was talking about earlier, where, like, I feel like when people review games, like, I feel like you should have to play a certain amount of time before you can leave a review on something. Because there's a game I got on Steam, and I was like, everything I've seen for it looks fucking great. And if it's exactly the way everybody's been telling me, then I'll have a fucking great time. But there was two people that I seen leave negative reviews. One had played it for a half an hour, and one had played it for 15 minutes.
For your kind assistance. I was just
And both had
explaining
left
to
negative
Talia
reviews, and I'm like,
how we might best
I
go
played
about
this game for
preparing
like
the
an
ingredients.
hour or two.
And now that
Or
we have
I
all
think
the
I was like at
ingredients,
least an
we
hour,
may
maybe an hour and a half in. And I'm just sitting there thinking, it's like,
You can count on
how
me.
could they have left a
I've
negative
mixed more than a
review
few mysterious
in
concoctions
even the
in my
half an
time.
hour? I was like, you didn't even get to do anything in a half an hour. You were running around, you were learning basic controls, you were listening to people talk. And it's like, but like especially the first person, like 15 minutes, like 15 minutes. So all you did was move around the joystick a little bit and listen to people talk. And you're like, yep, game's
You join
terrible.
me in the infirmary.
And it's like,
Many hands
what?
make light work and all that.
Of course.
Or like the other one where it was like a half an hour. It's like, okay, you may have gotten like one fight if you're lucky in that half an hour, depending on if you decided to explore around
you.
the first couple places you got to
It was
walk
nice.
through. And it's like, what?
Being with you.
It appears our work here
Like
is
if you
almost
played a
done.
game for like, I'd say at least,
I was
you should
enjoying
need to play a
playing
game for at
Man of
least
Action
10
once.
hours before you
And
can
both the
like
shielding
leave a
and the
review on
impurity,
something.
It will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed
Just 'cause, like,
by
I find,
rigorous
like,
process
people,
of
like-
testing and retesting.
There's no way to get any kind of semblance of what a game is going to be like if you've only played for like an hour or two.
Thank you, Hippocrates.
It's kind of one of the reasons why like I miss when games didn't have voice acting. Don't get me wrong, I love fucking voice acting in video games. It's great. But like I miss back when you had to read everything, so it couldn't be just like, oh, I don't like the voice acting, the game is terrible. It's like, what? It's like how does bad voice acting make a game terrible? Like, it really doesn't. It's like, it can make it slightly unenjoyable, but like that's why you put subtitles on and then just fucking read it. Like, or put the fucking voices in a different different language and just read the subtitles anyways. If Tifa existed, I would never be home.
Sorry. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
But like, I just find it hilarious when people will like complain about games for like saying a game is like absolutely terrible for like the stupidest things. So, the voice acting is bad, so the game is bad. It's like, well, then fucking mute it. Like,
Brilliant.
I remember when games didn't have voice actors, and like I'd sit there and I'd just fucking play music while I played video games, or have like a movie playing in the background, like on my TV or computer, depending on which one I was gaming on, while I was fucking playing a game that I had to read. Or another one was, I think one of them complained that they didn't like how much the encounter rate was, and I'm like, it's a JRPG, man. Like, JRPGs just do that.
Displacement stats.
It's always the worst place possible that you keep getting in constant random battles. It's like this. It's always been a JRPG thing, man. It's like just if you don't like it, then just you haven't played very many JRPGs.
Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is going to require some precision walloping.
Some precision walloping. Well, that's some technical knowledge right there. Gotta precisionally wallop this thing. Every time I see like a quote like that where it's like sometime later or like so many hours later, I always think of the SpongeBob narrator. Oh yeah, 16 had its own drama. Every game nowadays has drama. Like nobody can nobody thinks critically about games anymore, like when they're trying to fucking critique them or even just like comment on them.
It's finally finished.
It's lack of people of color.
I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, like the people in the gaming industry, like even like some of the I'm gonna put air quotes for fans because some people just like to comment on games for the sake of stirring up shit.
And we'll be needing a displacement set for each.
Well, like it's ridiculous, and like nobody can be critical of like their own favorite games.
One to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Like there is no perfect game out there. Every game has fucking flaws in it.
I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourself.
Doesn't matter what game it is. There's something that drama because people were Oh, exactly, because the negative comments send people towards to be like, oh really? Like what's wrong with this? Oh yeah, and that's why the video game industry is going down. It's not like don't get me wrong, like there's some things that are like bad for like some games, like I find when gaming companies drastically change the way their like series play tends to like take away from the reason like most people flock to them. But like everybody just wants to find like a little thing that they don't like about something, or just something that they know is a controversial topic, and just fucking like blow it out of proportion.
That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being
just so they have like content.
I don't want it to be.
And that's what it is. That's all it is. It's for
want it to be just a lifeboat for
it's for likes, it's for engagement. It's not it has nothing to do with the game. They just want to rile people up.
I want people to sail a border by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
Because that's the way the world has gone over the last, like, fucking...
everything I can to get you what you want.
10 years or so.
Don't you always? Alright. My mind's made up. As soon as the
Oh, exactly. That's I think that's fucking ridiculous.
Sod our plans, trust in yours.
Yeah, it's like, and they're always like, oh well, it's like I want to escape reality. It's like, okay.
I'm proud of you.
It's like, how do you know somebody who's not like, you know, like a model that's playing a video game doesn't want to play somebody who's like,
and you can come to
more like
little project is finished.
Normalized.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right.
It's like they're role-playing games for a reason. It's like they don't have to be all perfect,
Aye, aye, Captain.
like 10 out of 10 characters. Like the writing could improve for some of them, like 100%. Like no matter like what type of character. There's like a lot of characters that have come over the last little bit where their writing is not like crazy. But like I find writing has gone down for video games over the last fucking probably, I'd even say 15, 20 years. It's one thing that's always bothered me about a lot of video games. Just the writing has tanked. Like some games are like games are still good. Like I still enjoy games, but like I found that the writing for games has just gone down a lot. Well, there's a bunch of fucking quests in here. It looks like.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
Yes, speak to him. Excellent. Blacksmith Blues number 2. Let's take all these side quests.
What could be wrong with Torgor? You seemed well enough when I last saw him.
He was right next to me 5 minutes ago. What part do you disagree with? Like, is it about, like, the new games and, like, the writing going, like the writing going down? Or, like, I'm not saying, like, the writing is, like, absolutely terrible. Oh, I'm not saying they don't have, like, they don't try to have story. I'm just, like, saying, like, the writing for a lot of them has gone downhill a little bit. Oh, have I opened 10 letters at the reading table? Okay. Like, I'm not saying, like, the writing is, like, absolutely atrocious. I just mean, like, compared to, like, a lot of... Most games are better written now. Really? Like, I've only ever... Like, I only, like, play fucking, like, usually... Well, the majority of games that I play are fucking JRPGs and stuff like that. And I found, like, most of those were absolutely phenomenal. Like, I'm not saying all of them. Like, some of them are very, very fucking cheesy for sure. And there's some games out now that, like, the writing is absolutely amazing.
You think something's wrong with Torgor?
But, like, I find in terms of, like, just, like, the overall average, I find, like, writing for games and, like, characters specifically has gone down a little bit. I'm not saying, like, they're bad, but I mean, like, in terms of, like, where you had, to, like, there wasn't, like, as much acting and it was mainly, like, reading and stuff like that.
Which is why I
like, I found, like, the games back then were better
than usual.
Oh yeah, no, but like, well, that's what I mean. Like, there's so many like leaps and bounds, but I'm talking like more the overall average. Like Baldur's Gate 3 writing was fucking absolutely astonishing. Like Baldur's Gate 3 is leaps and bounds above like games in general. And like I loved playing Skyrim too. Like Skyrim, like I platinumed my first run through. Like, Skyrim was, like, a ton of fun, but, like, in terms of, like, writing scale, Skyrim versus Baldur's Gate, like, Baldur's Gate is, like, fucking up here. But, like, that's not saying, like, that's not saying Skyrim is a bad game at all. Like, Skyrim is a great game. That's why I'm talking, like, average, like, overall, not, like, just in general. Oh, I gotta go to the blacksmith. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, like that's one of my problems with a lot of things. Like, even game mechanics is like everybody just sees what worked well, and they don't want to try and improve on anything. Like, that's where,
August was worried about you.
to learn good writing, one should watch and read stuff outside the medium. Exactly. And, like, that's what I mean. That's why, like, I say, like, that's why I go with, like, I'm saying, like, like, overall. Because I find, like back in, like, the PlayStation, like, Super Nintendo, N64 era, they were trying new things.
Showed me something.
And, like, trying to implement new game mechanics, and nowadays they just don't. They see something that starts to work, and then they run with it.
Looking thing with a single edge blade.
Like Souls-like games. Like, I understand why people like Souls-like games, but then everything that's coming out is people trying to imitate a Souls-like game. To the point that, like, the market is just saturated with, like, action RPG and Souls-like games now.
More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge of that?
Exactly, and that's what I mean. Like, that's why, like, I never talk about things as, like, specifically. I talk about, like, the average for them.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
That's why I'm really excited to see a lot of, like, turn-based games coming back, but, like, I really think they need to, like, up their game for that, too, because, like,
Soft touch, you know that.
I've talked about this a few times before, where,
Good luck, Dave.
the turn-based genre has become, like, kinda stagnant, where, like, everybody's just using, like, the straight-up, like, normal, like, turn-based mechanics all the time, but, like, back in Super Nintendo, like, PlayStation era, they used to try and, like, tweak the turn-based so that it wasn't just, like, the same thing over and over again, like Legend of Dragoon adding in additions, Legend of Legaia adding in their art system, stuff like that.
You showed Blackthorn. Single-edged.
Write me games so I can program it. It can be what you want.
I suppose I have.
I'll add in the functionality. I will do the art. You just have to write it for me.
Driving into distraction.
Come on, it'll look great in my portfolio, and then you can stream it.
There's not many like that make it as far as the
That's what I'll be doing every now and again, streaming your strict games.
Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it?
Lost Souls aside.
You think I tell people who my clients are?
Ninja Gaiden 4, yeah, like, that's another thing I think they need to do is fucking...
Fine.
Oh yeah, the sword designs in this are great.
Lord Ignor's the man you want. Delmecki and
But I think they need to start bringing back some old, like, IPs, like Ninja Gaiden. Seeing Ninja Gaiden come back is fucking wild. Ninja Gaiden's, like, great. Then the fucking Suikoden, making, like, I know it's just, like, a remaster. But, like, Suikoden 1 and 2 coming out next month. Lunar Silver Story coming back. Like, there's so many, like, old IPs. There's so many old IPs that they really need to fucking they need to bring back because they were amazing, and I don't know why they stopped making them. Jet Set Radio, Shinobi coming back. Oh, I didn't know they were coming back with Jet Set Radio. That's fucking wild.
Osmond, I need to ask you about Torgor.
Like, that's what I mean. There's so many games from before, like Suikoden stopped at 5.
But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite.
I think Sony needs to bring back games like Infamous and Killzone. Oh, I miss Killzone. Killzone was good. Killzone was really good. But yeah, like, there's old IPs like that where they could easily fucking make new ones.
Right, though not about his appetite. Distinctly inclined to crack open bones for the
yeah, no, like, I understand that too.
And I see no reason why a Frostwolf should be any different. Accordingly,
but, like,
I suspect it is not
there's so many IPs, like the Suikoden series stopped on the PlayStation 2.
We assume that his newfound magic
I think it was Suikoden 5 or 6. I think it was 5. I think there's only 5. But, like, they stopped at the PlayStation 2, and the Suikoden series was fucking so good.
Frostwolves, after all, habitually prey upon.
See, a remake or a remaster of Legend of Dragoon would be good as long as they didn't ruin the base mechanics for it.
Find a suitable substitute. Some antelopes that graze the meadows.
Someone does a "I did a thing" joke.
Have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their
But yeah, like, I think the thing that they're doing a lot with, like, a lot of the remakes that they're doing, like, don't get me wrong, and, like, I love the Final Fantasy VII remakes,
Safety of the highlands for fear of predators.
but, like, I think
Last elder antelope sighting
they need to stick with, like, the core things that make these games, like, the way they were.
before the village was abandoned.
Like, if they were to do a Legend of Dragoon remake, and they completely changed the combat system, it would take away so much from what made that game what it was. Like, the addition system was fucking amazing. Oh yeah, everything's trying to be, like, they need to bring back, like, the serious stories. Like, don't get me wrong, sprinkle, like, a joke in here and there like they used to, but, like, they need to bring back, like, the seriousness of how these games used to be. Expedition 33 has a... Oh, I'll wait to see that. Like, I've been hearing really good things about Expedition 33, though. I haven't really looked into it just because, like, I try not to... I try not to get my hopes up for them. I'm currently, I just started, 100 Heroes. I forget the first part of the name of that game, and I'm liking it so far. It's definitely giving me a lot of, Suikoden feels. But I'll reserve my judgment. People were telling me about it, and I was like, if it's anything like Suikoden, I'm gonna enjoy it.